Minecraft! It's Brian, once again, in real life. As you should probably know by now, I am traveling, I'm on vacation. I've done a bit of traveling over the last few days, actually. I've been in like 3 different states. I'm not going to tell you about my whole itinerary, but just to give you a general sense of where I am, I saw the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. just a couple of days ago. And so I've been doing some traveling around the East Coast, and it's been fun. But I wanted to try to catch up with you guys, as I was kind of promising to do before I left, with another in real life video, and so here I am. A couple notes on the channel real quick. I posted, if you didn't already see it, a new speed challenge, a Minecraft speed challenge for 1.4 on Sunday, and so if you haven't seen that video, you should check it out. And so far, I think I've only seen like 1 video response for it. And yeah, speed challenges, you know, if you want to try them out yourself and beat my time and show how awesome you are, feel free to do that and post it as video response. But that was fun. I recorded, actually, that video and possibly another video or 2 before I left, and so occasionally I'll publish a couple other videos that I recorded before I left. I have had a chance to watch a little bit of Minecraft videos on my own while I've been traveling, and one of them that I recently saw was Kurt's recent Farlands or Bust, where he was talking about video game systems when he was younger, and he had an Atari 2600, and I also had an Atari 2600 when I was a kid, and wanted to just kind of talk and reminisce about some of those games because I was thinking about them after watching Kurt's video, and I actually put together a little list, I don't know if you can see it over here, of like some 2600 games that I had. Kurt mentioned Combat, which is a game where you like drive 2 tanks or 2 planes and like around and like shoot at the other guy, which was a decent game for the 2600. The 2600 was an old, you know, game system, one of the first home game systems. Maze Craze was a game that was actually a lot of fun. I used to play this with my friend Bill growing up all the time, and it's basically mazes, you know, where you kind of like enter at the top left and you're trying to like get out at the top right, and there's just a whole bunch of mazes going around. But then it had a number of unique variations where sometimes portions of the maze would be invisible, or sometimes there'd be bad guys wandering through the maze, and if you touched one of the bad guys, it would slow your guy down, and like the 2 of you were racing to see who can get to the end of the maze first. And so that was a pretty fun game. I remember having Pitfall for the Atari, which, I mean, when I had the Atari, I was like 5 or 6 years old or something, and so I wasn't very good at Pitfall, and I never got very far in it. I think you could find like YouTube videos of people playing Pitfall on the Atari 2600 and like playing through it in a few minutes. Kaboom was a game that I did not have, but my cousin had, and so I played it on her system. It was one of the games that used the paddles they use for like, you know, Breakout or Pong kind of games where you go back and forth. And in Kaboom, it was the case that there'd be these bombs falling from the ceiling. There'd be a guy like dropping bombs, and the thing you were moving back and forth was like a water bucket that you had to like catch the bombs to defuse the bombs, and if they hit the bottom, like they blow up and go kaboom, like the name of the game, I suppose. Space Invaders, of course, was a classic. And finally, Adventure was probably my favorite game for the Atari. I guess it was one of the first, you know, role-playing games, if you can really call it that, because like your character is a little square and you move around, and there's a few kind of like mazes and castle, dungeon kind of things. There are dragons. There were a few inventory items you could pick up. You could get a sword. You could only hold 1 item at a time, and to pick up an item, you just like walked over and like crashed into it, and then it would be like attached to your little guy, and you'd like walk around with it, and you could press the button to like drop an item and pick up another item. But it was actually surprisingly complex. Each time it started on the hard difficulty mode, it would kind of randomize where the initial items were on the map. The map was always kind of fixed, although there was a bridge, so you could kind of like make shortcuts between different areas. It was, for the Atari 2600, it was actually a very good game, and just thinking about it now, it makes me want to go find an emulator and play it again. I'm sure it's one of those things that after 5 minutes it wouldn't be as exciting, but I really enjoyed it at the time as a kid. And that was also, I think, one of the first games that had like hidden Easter eggs. The developer like put his own name in like a secret room in that game, Adventure for the Atari, if I'm remembering correctly. I think I am. And so that was a cool game. And yeah, I'm kind of just rambling on about Atari games because I was watching Kurt's video and it made me think about them, and so I thought I would share that with you and also just have a moment to say hello once again. Don't have a whole lot else that I'm going to say now, and I need to run on my way out. But yeah, keep your eye on my channel. I do have a couple other things that I kept waiting to publish, and so there will be some more Minecraft, and I'll try to do another 1 or 2 of these videos. I'm going to be traveling for the next couple of weeks still to a bunch of other places, and so it should be fun. So in any case, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye from Brian in real life.